What's up, everybody? Welcome, investors. Thanks for checking out the channel. If you care about traditional technical analysis, you're in the right place. So it looks like today we did have some continuation on bullish price action across the markets. I want to go through them with you right now. Grab a beer, grab a coffee, get your favorite beverage, and we'll get right into it. First up is the SPY on the daily time frame. So we did have another strong volume day with positive momentum building on the MACD oscillator. RSI approaching the bullish control zone. We did get above this previous peak we were a little concerned about reversing here. Busted through it. And look at bar over bar. You could even potentially call this three white soldiers. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. 4 hour, you've broken the supply line, had 1, 2, 3 touches. Approaching that 200-day moving average on the 4 hour time frame. Volume decreasing on your bar over bar price action, but that's all right. You still have positive momentum and just following this trend. Trend is your friend until it isn't. So continue to be bullish until you break down below this trend line here. Positive momentum on your MACD. RSI definitely in the bullish control zone on the 4 hour. Let's get into the Nasdaq. Alright, looking at the Nasdaq, another strong bullish candle. So this was a lagger yesterday, but definitely saw some follow through price action to the upside. Even breaking your local high from October 4th. Candle close above this peak. Bullish price action. MACD, histogram island, positive momentum continuing to build. RSI above this previous peak, and 55 approaching the bullish control zone. How about the 4 hour? Solid trend up. Continue to be bullish on the Nasdaq until your trend here breaks. Be careful with earnings though, and remember you are in a macro bear market. Zooming back out on the Nasdaq. Lower high, lower high, lower high. And eventually you will put in a lower high. But right now, enjoy the ride up. Cautious and manage your risk. But right now, you're doing bullish price action where, yeah, it's okay to be long right now. But keep your stops tight. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones. Dow Jones outperforming. Approaching your historical support resistance at 32,047. Bullish continuation on the MACD. RSI, bullish control zone, you're above 60. How about the 4 hour? 4 hour, incredible. Holding your 200 moving average on the 4 hour. Continuation of positive momentum on the MACD. You are getting a little extended on the RSI, but that's okay. You could have a small pullback, retest this 200 4 hour. We'll see, but continue to be bullish. You do have a very strong uptrend here. Break this trend, start to turn bearish, break the 200 on the 4 hour, it can become even more bearish. Let's take a look at the Russell. So this is some nice follow through price action you definitely needed to see on the Russell. We were talking yesterday how we got right back above this inflection point, which is exactly where you needed to be if you wanted to continue to be bullish. And having this strong follow through price action today confirms your bullish bias in the short term. Remember, macro, bearish, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Local, higher high. Local, maybe same low. So we'll see. Keep monitoring the Russell. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. 4 hour pressing up against the 200 moving average. I'd like to see this continuation price action tomorrow break above the 200 moving average and hold it. Let's take a look at the VIX. VIX continuing to see price action to the downside. I mentioned this on the last video. I think You bearishly backtesting 31.24 is going to send you back down to the bottom of this range. You will see probably a tag of this 200 moving average on the daily. You still have negative momentum increasing on your MACD, and now you are approaching the bearish control zone on the RSI. Strong wave down. Let's see how much more there is. I think we even did a candle close below this previous valley here. We sure did. So let's look for some more follow through price action to the downside on the VIX. Let's take a look at the dollar. Dollar had some nice follow through. Last time we took a look at this, we were holding this local peak in support here. Finally broke through. I would look to see a test of the lows here at 110, but you are having some bids come in. Looks like you're holding this local peak here from September 7th. So found some buyers. You found buyers here, and you're finding buyers here as well. Let's look for some more price action to the downside, but as it stands, negative momentum building. RSI looks like it wants to roll back over and head up, but it hasn't yet, and it's just slightly pointing up, but you're around the neutral zone, approaching bearish control zone. Let's take a look at Aapl. So Aapl doing very bullish things. We mentioned this the other day. This is a potential profit-taking level. I do know after hours you have pulled back significantly. I think you're down at 150. But as far as it stands, you did have a daily candle close back inside this level of inflection where you can see rejection, support, support, support. So we'll see what price does in this area, but this is an area where traders may take profits, and watch out for earnings coming up on the 27th. Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla seeing some positive price action to the upside, filled the gap. This level has been regarded very real by support, 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 resistance, support, support. Bids are coming in. You're finally now seeing positive momentum on your MACD, histogram island, day one, with significant volume to the upside. RSI pointing up, approaching neutral in time, but not there yet. I want to see this level 209.07 hold. If not, bearish again. But as it stands, I would look to see a retrace to the 236, possibly the 382, and maybe even the 50% retracement mark. Let's take a look at 10-year. What are yields doing? So we did see a nice bearish engulfing candle with some follow through happening. So this is definitely what you want to see if these markets are going to have a rally. We do have some, I think we pointed this out the other day. If you're going to disregard these small positive histograms, one high to the next high, you have a bearish divergence here on the MACD. And if you're looking at your RSI, one high to the next high, another. So you have both oscillators showing bearish divergence from one peak to the next with some follow through starting. Let's see some more follow through to the downside. Possibly even see, I don't think you'll make it that low, but let's see how far. I think you'll probably test these local peaks and valleys here. But this is definitely headed in the right direction. But again, follow the trend. The trend is your friend. Break this trend here, then I'd like to be more short on the 10-year. Let's take a look at TLT. So this is what we were looking for the other day when we spoke about the bullish abandoned baby scenario. Unfortunately, you did see follow through to the downside, which you wanted to see this candle here instead, which would have been a beautiful bullish abandoned baby. But look at your volume coming in with the gap up. Significant price action to the upside in this scenario. This is definitely what you want to see to begin to get bullish, or this could be a beginning of a safety trade. So we'll have to see what earnings brings us. Let's take a look at oil. I know on oil we've talked about a potential inverse head and shoulders on the 4-hour, only if you could break above your 200 moving average. Unfortunately, you are rejected again. So you want to see this get back above the 200 and break this potential neckline in order to have a confirmed inverse head and shoulders. It looks like you have a momentum shifting structure at the moment, but until you do these things and get back above the 200 and break the neckline, it's just a potential pattern at the moment. But no real follow through either direction, just a lot of consolidation. but potentially one low, one higher low. High, higher high. So let's see if we can follow this trend to the upside here. That's what we're looking for. You do have negative momentum still building. RSI coming down into the bearish control zone. So we'll see what if buyers step up. All right, everybody. So continue to be bullish in the short term. Watch for these breaks and trends to switch bearish. But as it stands, manage risk. Keep your positions small. Watch out for earnings and manage risk. All right, until next time, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next time.